Okay. Hi, it's Josie, and this is day 3. I think we can start calling it by days instead of hours. But day 3 after I had my surgery, I had a posterior repair and a tubal ligation, and I'm not really going to show off the swelling today. For the most part, it's just kind of evened out. But I would say I think last night was the worst night. I did need a little bit of heavier pain management to be able to sleep, and I was able to, TMI, I was able to have bowel movements, and none of it was soft, and within 12 hours, I was in the bathroom like 8 times, and I think considering the nature of the surgery, I think it was just really rough on my body, and I was in a lot of pain by the time I needed to sleep. It hurt really bad, and I think that was the first moment where I really felt like, oh great, now I'm one of these people thinking, why did I have this surgery? However, I will say, it hurt, but there was no, outside of like trying to sit comfortably, like stuff just came out. It just came out. It was like when I would use the restroom before I ever even had kids, it just came out. I also think that my incisions from the tubal, none of that, like, I think the numbness I mentioned yesterday, I think the little sections of it must have been just because of the fluid swelling and not, because I think it's kind of spread out, it's evened out, so I don't have any level of like numbness, and so that's really reassuring. No fevers, no redness, no hard spots, and now I'm going to the restroom regularly. And yeah, I mean, you could consider that TMI, but kind of the nature of this is I wanted to put out videos for anyone else who's in my position not knowing what the heck something like this looks like. And although last night was like really rough, this morning has been a lot easier. Now, I mean, I made myself breakfast. I still can't really pick up anything, so like I had coffee, I could put my cup back. They say don't pick up anything heavier than 5 pounds, but I've kind of left it at like 1 to 2 dishes at a time, or like a glass of water. And definitely I can't be hinging. There's been a couple moments where it's like, ooh, I slowly, if I drop something and my husband's outside with the kids, like I slowly tilt or crouch holding onto furniture to pick it up, because I can tell like any of those hinging motions. I mean, the recovery instructions say this period of time, absolutely no squatting. So sometimes then when he comes back in, I'm like, hey, can you just pick up these things? But yeah, I don't have that like acute pain in my midsection anymore like I did, that I think was more so related to the tubal incisions. And as far as like the soreness from the posterior repair, yeah, everything feels tight, and when I move, it's a tight kind of stinging pain, but it's not as bad as it was last night. And having used the restroom this morning as well, the soreness after that wasn't as bad. I mean, I've also been taking stool softeners, and I think that's helped a lot. So yeah, I was feeling myself, and I didn't do a whole lot, so I didn't take another shower. I just did my hair, I did some makeup to feel a little girly, no earrings. I saw this thing on Instagram for like body glitter, and I was like, well, I got a shimmer oil. It's not very glittery, so let me just add some like eyeshadow type glitter to it. And I'm a little bit more of a disco ball, but I'm so much happier right now than I was last night. And as long as it's not as bad as last night, going forward, I think that this is the gradual, just slow progressing lack of surprises. I know one of the next things to keep my eyes out on is when levels of stitching probably come out, when they dissolve, and I'm looking forward to that, but none of that yet. I mean, it's only day 3, so I'm still pretty well sewed up. Nothing's no signs of like things being dissolved or falling out yet. And I think I've mentioned before, I'm wearing Depends just because it's comfortable. I just want to add as a clarification point real quick too, is just because you're wearing Depends doesn't mean you're peeing in them. I don't know, I feel the need to defend myself even though no one said anything about it, especially considering talking about postpartum. It's because I am weeping, whatever, leaking, there's bleeding. And wearing very tight underwear. My underwear bin is on the floor, and so I'm not just moving it up, especially if it's all tight. And trying to wear pads. Like, I'm wearing the Depends because I'm still, like, you know, bleeding a bit. Not because I'm just sitting and peeing on myself. I'm literally talking about going on the toilet. I don't know, I just felt defensive. Sorry, it's shaky. I just felt defensive. To easily kind of change it, I have them sat up versus, like, trying to access my, like, you know, undergarment bins and things like that. So just still taking it pretty easy. It might be nice to have my husband just drive around just so I can sit in the car. I have a donut. I'm gonna go, well, I'm gonna say I'm gonna grab that real quick, but I'm not gonna grab it real quick. I'm going to grab it slowly and cut this part out. See, this is why it's important to be strong, because I've been relying, there's the disco ball effect. I've been relying on my arm strength to help me, so I'm not sitting in here for very long. I'm kind of propped up in a way where I'm not putting pressure right there, but this has been my best friend for getting a change of scenery, and also if I'm getting uncomfortable in my back, you know, I just put it between my legs too. But yeah, you know, take all the pressure off that central area that's healing and very tender. I don't think I just sit up for a very long period of time. We did do one drive around, but yeah, I think as long as it's not as bad as last night, it should be pretty smooth sailing going forwards. It's just glad to know that some systems are up and running again. So thank you for sticking around for this review. I don't know if this is something that you are either currently experiencing as well, or if it's something that you're looking to have corrected via the surgery route. So yeah.